Deadpool, starring Ryan Reynolds in the role that he's been after for 11 years. To properly do it in 11 years, because he actually was Deadpool in Wolverine Origins, but we all know that that really wasn't Deadpool. This movie makes me so happy, not only because it's a good movie and a good one of the best adaptations of a comic book character on film, but it also gives me so much hope because it's a rated R movie that at this point has over $600 million, which is insane. A rated R movie, a comic book movie at $600 million. That's amazing. Because it also now, Hollywood studios will look at this and think, okay, if it makes sense to put a movie at rated R, like for example, another Wolverine movie, at a rated R rating, it could do well. And obviously, this wouldn't work for everything. Spider-Man rated R would not work, but some of the characters could work. And other movies, not even just comic book movies, but other movies can do well at rated R if it's a well done movie. And one of the reasons why why it did so well and is getting such good reviews is because Ryan Reynolds was so passionate about this character, and Fox basically allowed him and the writers to make a movie exactly what they did with little to no interference, from what I gather. Which is one of the biggest reasons why a lot of movies just don't do well. For whatever reason, when the producers decide to interfere, it just screws everything up. And I don't know why they do that. Have the writers create a movie script and go with that, with maybe just the director being the only one saying, okay, we're going to do things a little bit differently here and there. Just make a movie as it is from the script, and don't have people that aren't in the business in terms of writing or directing fiddle around with anything. Now, this is the origin story of Deadpool, which has a lot of comedy, a lot of crude humor, a lot of nudity, a lot of swearing, and a love story. This is actually still a love story. There was a bunch of things where they were kind of making it for Valentine's Day with a picture of Ryan Reynolds and the lead actress kind of together, and they made it seem like on Valentine's Day you should go see this movie, which is True Love Never Dies. And it was hilarious marketing because it probably got a few people to actually go see it thinking that it was a romance story, but it actually still is very much a romance story, and the lead female character was awesome at this. I thought that she worked really well with Ryan Reynolds and bounced off of his humor, which is Wade Wilson / Deadpool. She mimicked him perfectly. And just the entire movie, all the characters were so well represented. Colossus was freaking awesome, and he worked really well with Deadpool as well. The chemistry for all the characters was superb. And another thing too is that, bringing up Colossus, the movie had a $58 million budget, and for the most part, it doesn't seem like it has, like, just a regular $58 million budget. You don't really notice it. You don't think about it because everything just flows naturally and looks all right for what they have. $58 million, they didn't get to do a lot here. And you just don't think about it because you're so busy laughing. The amount of jokes in this movie, especially because they break the fourth wall all the time with Deadpool, it was so spot on that I'm sure that there were some times where I was laughing and I didn't catch on something. They're just like little tidbits here and there from every character, not just Deadpool. TJ Miller was fantastic in this. There's one part where he hands Wade Wilson a card and he says a line just at that point, and it's hilarious. And it's the way he says it. It's not like in your face kind of humor. It's just very subtle. And if you're not paying attention, you might not have even caught on what he just said when he handed him the card. I loved the comedy in this film. The action scenes were actually really well too, and the music that they would play like the score for when Deadpool would be kind of like the Deadpool attacking or fighting music. And when they played that, I'm sure that I've heard this certain part of the music in some kind of music video or an actual song. But like it's kind of like I can't even explain it, but I'm sure that I've heard that before in a different song. So I love this movie. Ryan Reynolds was perfect. Everybody else that was in this movie was really good. The only negative that I would have to say about this movie is that the story is kind of just there. It explains how he became Deadpool. And after that, it's just kind of like, okay, we got to go do what you would expect from... It's technically not a superhero movie, but it still is at the same time. I mean, he does a lot of things that are very against superhero things, and they continue that throughout the entire film, but it's still technically we have to go rescue a damsel in distress type of movie. But other than that, everything else, to the writing, the acting, the fight scenes, The humor, the goddamn humor is so freaking amazing. I love this movie, so I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I strongly recommend going to see this if you like comedy and superhero movies meshed together. It was awesome. Thank you all for watching. You've been bearded in.
Beardage.